Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. There's nothing we can do about Stank City for the time being, so we're going to head on back to Ryoshima Coast and check out that fancy sunken ship, because I'm all about the expeditions and treasure hunts, yo.
And also, we desperately need to get the powerful weapon that is apparently located there. Because otherwise, we're screwed, because apparently we desperately need it to defeat the stanky darkness that has taken over Sean City. Rao's telling us so, and she's the High Priestess, so it must be true.
Well, she was saying many things, but I was distracted for some reason, I'm not sure why.
You see, it was that valley between two lofty peaks.
Yes, thank you, Richie. Jesus.
So, as I said, we needed Holy Eagle to be able to progress, because you need to get up to this little platform. As you can see, there is the Lunar Lagoon, because, there's a crescent moon.
Yes.
And, there's the sunken ship. I think you can kind of figure out what we need to do in order to access the Lunar Lagoon.
Unsink that sucker.
Not necessarily unsink it. Put a crescent moon in the sky, and that will Moses the whole ocean and allow us to get down into the Lunar Lagoon and access the sunken ship that way.
Ooh, look at that shit.
I know, because yes, this is definitely how water works.
Shut up, Richie. God damn it.
Now, I would say that something that you are going to have to think very carefully about is make sure that you get everything in the Lunar Lagoon now, because you are never going to be able to get back into the Lunar Lagoon.
Oh,
so
okay.
Any treasures that are located in here will be gone forever. There's nothing actually, I think, hugely important in here. It's just sort of your bog standard treasures and items, which is nice, because otherwise that would be a really assholey move. But you definitely want to try and get all of these now, because, as I said, you're not going to get the chance again. And this is just free money, and I want that bloody 7 strike, so I'm going to take that bloody money.
Well, why not, mate? Is the 7 strike sword that one sword that was in Trials and Tribulations by any chance?
It's not exactly that sword, but I believe it is based on the same thing. If you just bear with me a second, I will get the information.
For those of you who don't know, or couldn't tell what I was talking about with that very vague sword description, I'm talking about Phoenix Strike 3, Trials and Tribulations, by the way. It's a sword that is kind of...
Oh, yes, I know, because, funnily enough, whilst we are doing Okami, I'm currently doing a solo commentary of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, which is glorious.
Ah, there you go. Well, it's kind of like... It's got several branches on it, so it's not just a straight sword. It seems a bit clunky to fight with. I think it's just meant for ceremonial purposes.
Well, definitely, because, I've just done a little bit of research, and, so yes, the 7 strike is indeed based on, the 7-branched sword. So it's based on the, Nanatsuya... Right, let me get this right. Nanatsusaya no Tachi, which is a Japanese national treasure that was originally made in the Korean kingdom of Baekji. But the 7-branched sword, in terms of its actual name, or at least being called the 7-branched sword, is Shikishito, which is what the sword is called in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations.
Yes.
Basically, it's a sword of continental manufacture, believed to be identical with the artifact of that name, a gift of the king of Baekji that has been bestowed upon a Yamato ruler as a gift, who is mentioned in the Nihon Shoki in the 52nd year of the reign of the semi-mythical empress Jingu. And, yes, of course Rao's here, and, swaying us with her feminine wiles.
It's one thing for Eason to do it, but Army as well? Christ.
I know. Well, the thing is that they are very present, and they have jiggle physics. And they're like the only thing in the game, like they are definitely the only boobs in the game to have jiggle physics.
Okay.
Actually, that might be telling a little bit of a lie, because I think that there are certain... Well, there's one in particular larger lady, shall we say, that we will be meeting at some point later down the line. There's a chance hers might jiggle, but obviously Rouse are the most obvious because it's all done in cutscene, and they are very prominent. I have to say, this is quite a fun little mini dungeon because we get Rao accompanying us throughout it.
Huh, neat.
So she will ride on our back. Obviously, because she's a lady, she will ride side saddle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know quite how this effectively works because we're wearing a sword. Surely this would be causing great pain. But
Don't think about it. This is fun.
Exactly, it's magic. So, the reason that we need Rao for this dungeon is because her prayer slips allow us to defeat ghosts and also allow us to get through these dark, weird-ass locks, shall we say. Whenever these ghosts get up close to you, they will sap your ink. They might eventually sap your health, I'm not 100% sure. I never let them live long enough to do anything too much to us.
Mm-hmm.
But effectively, you just draw a line from the prayer slip to whatever you want to hit, and you're good as gold, really.
Ugh, a ghost ship, another Zelda connection.
And this is quite a fun ghost ship as well, because you've got all sorts going on here. So you've got treasure chests which aren't treasure chests. They're effectively like mimics. You can tell what is what, because you should be able to see, well, you should have definitely been able to see that the standard treasure chest is a lot darker, like these, and the fake ones are a lot brighter and a little bit probably more golden in look.
That one in the background, essentially.
Yeah, so you can see the difference so much. And it is just quite cool. You've also got all these little dolls everywhere, which are actually quite terrifying.
Oh, Jesus, I was actually expecting that.
Like, the hilarious thing is that you can just avoid them entirely, but obviously I want the yen, so of course I'm going to kill them.
Does she have, like, an unlimited amount of, Christ, that's creepy.
Yes, I know. Yes, she does have an unlimited amount of prayer slips, so you don't need to worry about that whatsoever. But here's something fun. In certain areas of the sunken ship, there will be the ghost spirits of some of the beasts that we've faced along our journey so far, including the Spider Queen. And she will follow us, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, I didn't need that Ringu moment, honestly. Could have done without it.
It's just like, oh, okay, lovely, nice, huh? But it is just quite an effective moment, and I do really like the Sunken Ship. It's a really effective mini dungeon. It's got a whole lot going for it, and there's a lot of very unique stuff that goes on here. And we've now got two brand new enemies.
Ooh.
Here we have Jiro and Saburo, which are little crab things. Well, not quite crabs, they're more... I'm not quite sure what they are, to be fair.
Seem like lobsters or hermit crabs, or a mix of the two.
Yeah. So I think... So effectively what the Okami Wikia says is crab demons, which is about right. Annoyingly, there's nothing on the Okami Wikia that has anything interesting about where they originate from, but I do believe that there is an interesting thing that goes on with them, but it's in my art book, which I can't be bothered to go get out.
Oh, well, that's on you, mate, sorry.
It is entirely on me, and I feel bad, but the thing's falling apart at the seams, so... And also, you literally just hear me going, oh, that's fun, can't use that yet, no.
Richie, come back, don't get lost in books again.
You see, it can easily happen. So I'm just going to avoid that for this group commentary because... Well, group, I say. There's two of us. But it's co-commentary because otherwise you will lose me.
Oh, yeah.
Because my nose will just go straight into that book and it will not come back out again until the part's open. I'll just go, oh, are we finished?
So what was that about?
Well, they are crab demons that have decided to take over the ship, effectively.
Jeez.
They're nothing too bad, but they are certainly something you want to pay attention to. Obviously, I just went the wrong way there.
Nicely done.
I was trying to find the opposite exit out of this room, and I completely made the mistake of going the wrong way. But it happens.
Wow, is this the end of the dungeon?
Oh, far from it, my friend.
Oh, damn.
This entire part is basically going to cover the entirety of the mini-dungeon.
Okay.
So we've got quite a ways to go yet. We've got puzzles and everything. Effectively, this is something that's... I mean, if you think about Skyward Sword and the Sand Ship...
Oh, I love that dungeon.
How you had to think about doing stuff inside and outside the ship.
Yeah, we're going to raise and lower the water and whatnot.
Yeah. In the Sand Ship, in Skyward Sword, there was the time shift stone that was up on the outside of the ship, and you have to figure out ways of hitting it or not hitting it to be able to move about. It's the same sort of thing here, where you have to turn it to daytime to flood the ship, so that you can explore other areas, and turn it to night so that you can explore the ground. And look, these guys are back! And they're going to fusion into a giant killer shark.
Oh, that's amazing.
So this is Ichiro, which is the name of the shark. It's a bit of a pain of a fight, because obviously there's so much water about. The only way that you're effectively going to properly defeat him is by trying to get him closer to land. I believe that these barrels can explode if you get him to chow down on one of them, but it's a bit of a pain, so the quicker you can do this fight, the better, because I'm not a huge fan, because I don't like fighting on water.
Yeah.
Because it's just distinctly unpleasant.
In all fairness, you just kind of waggled a bit and then, like, stuff exploded. I didn't really see the finishing blow, per se.
I mean, effectively, if you blow up those barrels when I think Ichiro is near/on them, then that will basically kill him off super quick. But actually pulling it off is a bit more of a challenge than you would have necessarily thought. And also I like how well, at least the first doll that we saw was just face down in the water like it was dead. It was
oh my
like,
god, Jesus.
Oh, that is dark. Okami don't pull any punches, but considering a Japanese mythology doesn't either, makes sense.
So let me guess, we have to lower the water now so the cannon can work?
I think it's a mixture. I think we can actually do it with the water still raised.
Okay.
And in fact, I think we might have to, because there is no way of dealing with this effectively. Thankfully, it's already set up so that you can hit the top thing, but basically the way that you get it to lower is you stand on it to kind of lower it slightly. It's quite a challenge to get the positioning correct, because obviously it's entirely dependent on where you've put your weight, and I think at this moment in time I was just going, right, what am I doing? I feel slightly confused. I feel like I've missed something, but I know that I haven't, and it was just one of those moments of, what am I doing? Ultimately, what I'm going for is I want to get that thing on top, slightly easier said than done because of me failing miserably at jumping. But it's all good, and the reason you want to do that is because it's got a sun fragment in it.
Oh,
obviously,
beautiful.
if you leave the sunken ship, you can't get back. So you'll permanently miss this sun fragment, I feel. So get it now, and then you don't have to worry about it. And now comes the thing of trying to get the other things. Might take me a couple of tries, but we will get there.
Oh.
That was, yeah, I pulled away too soon.
Take 2. Yes, bullseye.
Yes, got it on take 2, which is good. I can't remember whether... Oh no, you can... Oddly enough, you can shoot underwater. Don't know how that makes sense, but apparently it does. And ultimately you're going to need to blow up that bottom one because that's got the exorcism key, which is going to allow you to kill the lockjaw, which is in this room. So it all ties together. It's why I do think this is a really fun little mini dungeon, because it plays on how you remembering what bits of the dungeon you can access in water and what bits you can't, and that's just quite fun. And I don't know why I decided to completely avoid that other chest, but oh well, these things happen.
So do we have to lower the water now to be able to pick up the key?
We do indeed, so that is what we are going to head to do. And what I'm really quite liking here is that killing those ghosts is giving us demon fangs, and that's just super easy demon fangs, so I will happily take that.
Oh yes. And you know, by the time we finish this dungeon, we might be able to purchase the 7-pronged sword.
Indeed, which would be an absolute godsend, because it would mean that it's going to get some use. Pretty much as soon as we are done with the sunken ship, we can head into the first proper dungeon of the act.
What the hell was that in the water, by the way?
Yeah, so that was a seaweed demon of sorts. I know that it has a name, I do, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. I will try and find it, because I know what it is. And actually I think I might have located it. So this is called the Greater Monster, which is obviously a fun name for an enemy. And I'm just going to go see if I can get proper... Okay, never mind, going to go other direction. So, the Seaweed Demon, which is the Greater Monster, as it is called in the Okami official complete works, is similar to an Umibozu. And this is what I'm remembering, because I was reading my official art book during my original commentary, and that is where I learned this fact. Basically, the Umibozu is said to live in the ocean and capsize the ship of anyone who dares speak to it. The spirit's name, which combines the character for sea with the character of Buddhist monk, is possibly related to the fact that the Umibozu is said to have a large round head resembling the shaven heads of Buddhist monks. Alternatively, they are demonic yokai or spectres that appear to shipwreck victims and fishermen. They are believed to be drowned priests that exhibit the shaven head and typically appear to be praying. It is usually reported as having a grey cloud-like torso and serpentine limbs. According to one story, if angered, they ask that the crews provide a barrel that it proceeds to fill with seawater to drown them, and to avoid this disastrous fate it is necessary to give them a bottomless barrel. And it's all related to another Japanese tradition which says that the souls of people who have no one to look after their graves take refuge at sea.
Ah.
That is what this whole seaweed demon is to do with. Apparently, A traditional Umibozu folktale is told in the second story arc of the anime Mononoke, which is a sequel to Ayakashi Samurai Horror Tales, which combined folk tales, kabuki plays, and animated versions of 19th century woodblock art prints to retell classic ghost stories. So, Umibozu turn up in a lot of ghost stories, I feel. While you're not going to see much of this one, it's a fun, slightly terrifying threat. Until you realise, until you've gotten rid of the water and can get on top of this spiked barrel.
Look at it, it's flopping about.
Because, as you can see, it can't do anything outside of the water.
Oh.
And it's just sort of this hideous glob. And it really is hideous, but obviously I can't walk on barrels to save my life. And, yes, we are now killing it brutally.
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
It's evil, it's fine. And we have to do it twice.
You double teaming this fucker now.
Well, it deserves it. It tried to kill us, and potentially it's part of the reason that the whole thing sunk, and everybody on the ship died bar 2 people.
Fair enough.
So, totally worthwhile, in my eyes. Okay, I think we're okay now. We've got the exorcism key, and we can move forward. And we are basically now at the end of the dungeon. We've done the biggest challenge. We defeated that greater monster. And hopefully through here we will find the thing that Rao has been searching for, the fox rods.
I gotta say, one thing this ship dungeon does better than the sand ship. Better enemies and hopefully a better boss, because, oh boy, what the fuck is that?
That is the Ghost of the Crimson Helm.
Yes, yeah. Anyway, going back to the sand ship, fucking Monsters Inc. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, there's not really a proper boss for this area, which is bad, and also I was very annoyed that I picked up the Lucky Mallet just then, because this is the treasure that was on the ship.
Ah.
Thankfully, the game doesn't automatically throw you out of... At least I don't think it automatically throws you out of this room as soon as you picked up the Lucky Mallet. But yeah, it was just like, oh no, I'm gonna miss chests. Oh! It's fine either way, but the Lucky Mallet is actually going to prove very useful to us, because what the Lucky Mallet allows you to do is it can change the size of whomever wields it. And I think that will prove to be incredibly useful, and thank God it didn't throw us out, because there was a stray bead in here and that would have been really, really bad.
I think you would have screamed, honestly.
I think I would have done as well. I would have been really incredibly sad. But it's fine. It's all good. I'm on fire for whatever reason. It's fine, because we're going to leave now, and all will be fine, unless the water dragon finds us, because, I mean, that would be bad.
In which case we won't be fine, yeah.
I mean, all we need to do is just get to land. I mean, that would be fine. There's no way that we're going to get to land from there without drowning, especially with Rao's weight on our backs.
Okay,
but
Richard.
We can certainly try.
Wait for it. It's gonna happen. Oh dear. Oh, something's coming.
Oh, Isun is so wonderfully unaware of what's about to happen.
Like, to be fair, they probably can't see past Rao's monuments, but, you know, you can hear what's coming.
I mean, to be fair, Rao's kind of daft for not saying what she can see, but these things happen. I do really like this cutscene because it's comedic, but also there's a sense of danger, and it's a nice little balance, I feel. Because it's that whole Jaws effect of something popping up and disappearing and popping up and disappearing, and then suddenly,
wow,
water dragon.
That's amazing.
Rao has now abandoned us. Like, I wish we could do that. And, yeah, the water dragon's going to come and try and kill us.
Oh my god.
We've got to leg it. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world if the water dragon catches you, because ultimately you will just end up back on land, either way. But, like, I'm just trying to go as quickly as possible, because it's like, no, run! Run like the wind!
Oh, you can do it, mate, you can do it! Oh, this is tense.
And I think it's gone. I think we're too close to the land now for the water dragon to be able to do anything to us.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Although I'm failing miserably at drawing lily pads, so I'm probably going to drown anyway and end up back on land. So, yeah. The water dragon didn't kill us, but my ineptitude at drawing lily pads did.
Oh, Richie.
I know, but it's fine, because we didn't die, we just automatically come back to land, so it's all good. And, look! The lucky Mallet is leading the way. So, I think we should probably do the right thing and follow it.
We could do.
First off, I think I want to just make sure I've got everything, because we are about to go into what is effectively the proper dungeon of the first third of Act 2, so want to make sure you're prepared, definitely. It's not going to be like a major challenge or anything, but still, you always want to be prepared with these things, because you never know exactly what you're going to come up against. Unless you've already played the game, in which case you know exactly what's going to come up and you know what you need to do to prepare.
Indeed. Alright guys, we'll see you next time for another exciting part of Okami.